the way the matter proceeded, it appears that the crime was detected in the early hours of the morning.
Yes.
No, in the evening.
After the crime was detected in the early hours of the morning, the principal of the hospital tries to pass this off as a suicide.
Not true. Not true. Not
Her
true.
parents are not allowed to see the body. The parents are not allowed to see the body for almost.
No, Malak, I'm sorry. Anyway, Malak, this is the impression.
Our investigation
We'll have to place the facts before your lordships. We have investigated that. This is not correct.
So
Let us read the order.
until late night, we find that no FIR was registered.
That's also not correct. Not correct.
What time was the FIR registered?
Malak, in fact, we did what is called, what we call a UD case, Malak.
UD case.
Unnatural death case registered.
Yes, unnatural death case.
Registered.
But
Immediately.
that's right.
That's an FIR, Malak. That's an FIR.
Not the body is discovered.
The UD case.
The FIR registered formally in the police.
Malak's inquest was done and then FIR registered immediately and the investigation started.
What time
It should have been done.
the FIR registered?
12, Malak. 12:30.
Does the FIR say that this is a case of a murder?
No.
Yes.
No, it.
No, my lord, we have
Unnatural
something
death.
else to say.
It was.
We have something.
Unnatural death.
One second.
Inquest shows it's a case of murder,
One
Malak.
second.
Inquest shows it's a case of murder.
Inquest is done. The postmortem is, the autopsy is conducted.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, until the night, no FIR indicating that this is a clear case of a murder has been made out.
It has, Malak. I'm sorry. I'll place those facts before your lordship.
See the
It
order.
has been, Malak.
Lord, may I suggest?
From
my lord, may I
unnatural
suggest-
death, he registered the case
Lord,
for murder.
That-
We caught the victim. He is a civic worker, Malak. It's an individual act. I show all that, your lordship.
And that's the first aspect.
Yes.
What was the principal doing? Why did he not, why was this kind of inaction on the part first an attempt to pass this off as a suicide instead of a murder?
I'm sorry, Malak. That's not correct.
Not registering an FIR till late in the evening. Third, the body itself is handed over to the parents sometime in the evening for cremation. Fourth, and that's a matter of very serious concern. On the next day, the doctors, because they were all doctors working with her, the doctors are on protest. A group of persons, a mob assembles at the hospital. The hospital is invaded and the critical facilities are damaged in the morning or whenever the mob enters. What was the police doing?
Yes.
Not
Malak, we have videos for all. Malak, let me first of all state.
Surely, Mr. Sibon,
What?
the police,
Malak,
a very serious offense has taken place. The crime scene is within the precincts of the hospital. Now, that is the first thing that the police have to do, namely to protect the crime scene. What are they doing?
Malak,
Nothing.
They allow vandals to enter the hospital. And,
It's impossible that 7,000 people
First
can
of all,
gather without
of all,
the consent.
Please, one second.
allow me.
Lord, 7,000 people can never gather without knowledge or consent of the police.
This is not an adversarial
It's
litigation.
not, therefore, let us not be in denial mode. One girl has lost life
One second.
by not only, my lord, a sexual pervert, he is an animal.
Sir,
After the principal resigns from this medical college,
He sent to another hospital.
he's appointed as a principal of another college.
He doesn't resign. But anyway, be that as, Malak, let me first.
Conduct, at the least, his conduct is under scrutiny, and he's appointed as a principal somewhere else.
Lord,
This is all, we have a note on all this
Lord, it's not contradict each other. There is a high court order.
The reality, just show it to you.
Let them file the report, Lord.
But just show it to
Matter
you.
tomorrow.
My lord.
Couple of things which we would like to
be
do.
there.
Well, let's make it very clear.
Yeah.
We would want the investigation has been handed over to the
CBI.
Bureau of Investigation.
Yes, done, yes,
We want CBI to file a status report before this court on Thursday.
correct.
We will take up the case on Thursday. We want CBI to apprise us on the status of the investigation.
Correct.
The investigation obviously must be at a very sensitive stage so that it's something which will be submitted to the court.
For court's
The principal
consumption,
is
not,
something
my
that
lord,
should be
making
case
it public.
It's
Yes.
really an investigation update
Yes,
status
yes.
report which will be given to us on Thursday. We will consider the status report on Thursday morning and see
Fair.
where the investigation is proceeding. Today, what we intend to do is that today we intend to pass an order. What we have done is, and three of us, that's why we were in conversation with each other. We have discussed the pros and cons. We are setting up under the authority of this court a national task force. The national task force will consist of a diverse segment of doctors from different parts of the country. We want them to make us recommendations in regard to the modalities to be followed across India. We're not only talking of the RG Medical College and Hospital, but modalities to be followed all over the country for ensuring safety at the workplace first and foremost, for which our young doctors, the middle level doctors, the senior doctors are all today on protest and on strike. At the same time, we would, now that we are taking charge of these proceedings, we are appointing a national task force. It's our earnest request to doctors all over the country who have struck work. There are institutions where I know appointments are taken 2 years in advance. For instance, the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, appointments are taken 2 years in advance. If patients lose their slot, they go back by another 2 years. So we would really earnestly appeal to all the doctors that we are here to ensure that their safety and protection is a matter of the highest national concern. And therefore, this is something which we would earnestly appeal to all the young doctors that this is something, please trust us. That's why we have not left it to just the High Court. The High Court, of course, consists of very seasoned judges. The Chief Justice was monitoring the investigation by the CBI, but we felt that this is now not a matter of a particular offense, however serious and horrendous the offense is, but something which affects the institution of healthcare pan-India. Therefore, the need for the Supreme Court.
Mullahs, we welcome this. I think this must be done, Mullahs. All of us must be very positive. But Mullahs, I have only one request. Mullahs, I have only one request. Yeah, sorry.
Lord, I need, my lord, 5 minutes on this, my lord.
That's what I said. Yes,
Who is the first informant? We were talking about the first information.
yes.
Who is that first informant? Can you name us, please?
Name him.
Who is the first informant
we
who
just-
lodged the FIR?
The one, I'll just find out, Mullahs.
And we would also like to know the time of the registration of the
The
FIR.
father of the victim.
Wait a minute, please don't
Please, don't-
interfere.
Yeah.
Don't interfere,
The
please.
first UD case was done by the police on its own.
So that is not an FIR. What is section 174 of the old CRPC today? Can anyone assist us, please?
Yes, what's
So that's just a report.
Yes, to start the investigation.
But then who lodged the FIR?
183.
First, the father of the deceased.
Yes.
Then
And
the
then the
vice
vice
principal of the hospital. First, the father of the deceased and vice principal of the hospital.
No, there cannot be two FIRs.
No, but both complaints were sent to us.
No.
Both complaints sent to us.
Tell us whose complaint is treated as,
Father of the deceased.
this is registered at what time?
11:45 p.m.
11:45?
PM.
And now,
Next day, next day.
Yes.
The night. The night, Mullahs.
The night.
In the night. In the night, Mullahs. In the
now,
night.
when is the body, one second,
One second.
when is the body handed over to the parents for cremation?
Mullahs, kindly have this
Just
note
tell
that I've
us,
given.
what time is the body handed over to the parents for cremation? One second.
Around 3:30.
30:10.
No.
Therefore, one thing is very clear. The body is handed over to the parents for cremation at 8:30 p.m. The FIR is registered at 11:45 p.m. 3 hours and 15 minutes after the body is handed over to the parents for cremation.
They refuse to file. This is the problem. We handed it over. They filed the FIR. They made the complaint at 11:45. They say, we are in shock. Please do whatever you want to do. They wanted a post-mortem. We did the post-mortem. All is videographed. Everything is videographed.
The autopsy and the post-mortem take place.
Between 1:45 to 4 p.m.
Now, between 1:45 and 4 p.m., the autopsy takes place, followed by the
Maharaj, the
post-mortem.
autopsy took place at 6 o'clock, not at.
Fair enough. That's all right. We'll take it as between 1 and 4 o'clock. It doesn't take place in 1 minute. It takes
That was when.
Videograph.
1 second. Don't keep on interrupting.
They wanted
So
a board. We constituted a board.
We are proceeding on the basis of Mr. Sibal's hypothesis that the autopsy and the post-mortem take place between 1 and 4:45 in the afternoon. Now,
Lordship, there is-
notwithstanding this, clearly, the autopsy would reveal that this is a case where a doctor has been murdered, where she has been murdered.
Yeah.
The FIR is registered at 11:45 in the night, Mr. Sibal.
Yeah.
And who was expected to,
Yeah.
Nobody in the hospital registers the FIR? The father registers the, what was the principal or the vice principal? What were the authorities of the hospital doing?
They wanted a board, we constituted a board. They wanted a magistrate, we got the
You
magistrate.
don't need
They
that
realized
time
that
for
murder has
registration
been
of
committed
FIR.
on the scale of
You don't need a medical board for
They are
registration of
medical
FIR.
college.
At the moment, Malas, what are we considering? We are considering, Malas, two or three things, as your lordship has put to me.
Not done.
How did these photographs reach the social media?
No, that's
I'll mention all this, how did these photographs reach the media? We have nothing to do with it.
No, let
because
us
we
not
cordoned off
trivialize, Malad.
everything. People there took photographs, came in, took photographs and sent it. Number two, Malad, number two, immediately, Malad, immediately an unnatural death case, Malad, was started and an investigation was started. Your lordship may be right, Malad, why did it happen? But whatever the parents were doing, we were agreeing with that. We set up a board. We asked the magistrate to come, a judicial magistrate to be present. Everything was videographed. Everything was called.
Mr. Sibal, it is the
Application
obligation
was made
of the
before the Siyasa
authorities
court.
of the hospital. The parents are not present in the hospital when the murder takes place.
Yes.
It's the obligation of the authorities of the hospital to register an FIR the moment they
45 it was done. 45 done. The letter was sent.
11:45 in the
No, 245 letter was sent. Assistant superintendent sent a letter at 2:45 minutes. It's not 11:30, at 2:45.